My name is Paul Andrus, and this is the Palio project. The Palio is a horse race held in Siena twice a year to honor the city's ancient heritage. The race has its origins from the Roman circus. Originally, the Palio was devised in the Renaissance to save the noble families of Siena from killing each other for control. Everyone is familiar with Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, where the two powerful families of Verona had a blood feud for power, and we know the tragedy that ensued there. Well, Siena, there were 17 families that wanted to rule the region. Can you imagine the chaos and killing involved in Siena with 17 families? This was the only sensible solution. In time, the families were replaced with the contradas, or districts. Today, only 9 remain. The Palio consists of 9 jockeys, representing the contradas racing bareback with no holds barred for 3 laps. Jockeys are allowed any means necessary, including knocking or whipping the other riders and their horses to cause a collision or anything that would keep them from winning. The winner of the race is not technically the jockey, but the first horse to cross the finish line. So even if the jockey falls off the horse can still win. The rule was made to stop jockey assassinations. Remember, this was the Renaissance Italy, filled with treachery and intrigues, and there were many factions that had an interest in the race's outcome, including Siena's biggest enemy, the Medicis of Florence. With the Palio project, we are hoping to show the same excitement and passion in a digital form, so that people throughout the world can enjoy the spectacle of the Palio di Siena.
The Palio race is a lively and colorful event. From the opening pageantry to the victory celebration, the race is rich with culture, and that's what we aim to visually capture. To really stand out and not just be a historical piece, the art direction will have a touch of stylism. A more animated nature of the jockeys and crowd, a livelier color palette and atmosphere, these are the things that will convey that festive ambience of the Palio race. The game's set in 15th century Siena, and so we're able to create a really alluring and almost storybook world that players will be able to race in. While the atmosphere will have a greater focus on stylism, the immersion of the race will feel very real. Opponents and their horses will interact and react with you accordingly in their attempts to win. Players will find themselves racing in an exact replica of the track found in Siena, complete with a crowd of thousands all energized to be there. We want this to be eye-catching. We want the game to look and feel like a white-knuckle race to the finish, but all set in an environment that feels just as live as the real thing and as beautiful as a moving thing.
We're not just making a simulation of a piece of history. We're making a game. Fun is our highest priority with this, so the history will just add to the experience of the game. As Paul explained earlier, the race is really intense and with quite a lot of attacking of the opponents. So I kind of like to call the game Road Rash on horses, and we really want to have that same feeling in the game. We're planning to complete the project at the end of the year. For anyone who's supporting us, we'll be giving regular updates in the project, as well as beta access to those who support us above $10.
Thank you for watching this, and we hope that you support us in our efforts with the Palio project.